and this is our action plan.
Good day. We are the World Advocates for Elderly and Deprived. The logo, it is made up of the first letter of each word in our organization name, WAED.
Why our name is World Advocate for Elderly and Deprived? Because we want to help the elderly and children cannot support their needs. We envision that we need to be equal for the rights of the elderly and deprived. They are the ones that why we keep on going and make our place to be better for them.
Mission of our organization. Our mission is to provide service and programs for the elderly people and homeless people to promote their well-being, provide food and goods, and to support their independence and encourage their involvement in community life. We want to help and share our blessing by giving them food and visiting them, and we want happiness.
Vision. We envision a community wherein people have access to good quality and nutritious food and care for the elderly people, and is committed to creating a food secure community and a community that tends to the elderly people.
The main objective of the feeding program is to reduce the percentage of nation's child undernutrition. This includes stunting, wasting, and micronutrient deficiency. Feeding program is a targeted safety net program designed to provide educational and health benefits to vulnerable children. This will secure the health needs of the specific area chosen to pacify, which will improve the well-being of both the consumers and the community. This will give educational and health benefits which can help the community to grow for the future. Feeding program is a way to amend the growing population of the malnutrition. Malnutrition is related to poverty. Most of the children who's experiencing malnutrition comes from a poor family. The food intake is a variable factor which affects malnutrition, and feeding program is perhaps one of the most effective way to supply the needs of poor individuals. Consistent feeding program has proven to change the lives of right certain individuals, especially in remote areas which are not capable of having the right or enough supply of foods. That is also the main objective of every feeding program, reducing the number of malnutrition in every community. We all know that malnutrition is related on how body and mind works. If a child is suffering in malnutrition, there is a big chance that he or she is also struggling in school. Mm, Malnutrition can affect the energy and way of thinking of a child's as health food intake plays a huge role in it. Imagine going at school with empty stomach. A student wouldn't be productive and won't be able to give 100% in school.
Feeding program strategy: make sure the food is in disposable container. It should be in already assorted rice, chicken, and sauces so that it will easy to distribute. Then the second one is execute. You can actually place a member in front of any major establishments to distribute the food, front of SM McDonald's, etc. Because the homeless people, especially the children, will benefit that. Preparation can be cooking and packing, assorting the food bags. Material: disposable food boxes, manpower, food water bottles, disposable food bags. There can also be a feeding program. And the check-up strategy can be placing a tent near in major cities because we have a lot of elderly, vendor, and homeless elderly people on the street. With the help of local official, it can be executed. Preparing can be tough for medical supplies and foods to doctor and nurses if you do want to offer a full assistance.
Person involved. The team is led by Adi Shane Alba Bernardo, Orlando Romano, Neil Josue, Patricia Rubel, Remy Sarial, Rosel M. Marzan, Stephen Zapata, Trina Joyce Calamba, and Vinuel Orfinada Pador. The feeding program to be implemented will be facilitated by the person involved. Also, the success of the program relies on the person involved. The person involved are united and will do their best to have a successful feeding program.
Feeding program. All children who are homeless and doesn't eat enough food or unable to buy food will be our beneficiaries of our program. Our organization provides such program to demonstrate them and to show them that they deserve our help. Visiting elderly. All elderly who is abandoned by their family will be also our beneficiaries of our program. Our organization provides this program to show them that the importance of taking care of them and to make them feel loved.
The time frame of our service is we will direct this taking care of program after the pandemic, and it will happen each chance of the week just to gather more gift or cash that will profit our program.
Half of the fund that the organization will use will come from the local government unit, and half of it will come from the organization. Fundraising can also be an alternative for us to gather some funds. This will help us to properly execute the program.
The results exposed that the feeding program had shown significant impact on the children's health benefits for them to strengthen their immune system and to be healthier. Through our program is unbearish. We build solutions to end hunger in our community, and we need to lift people out of poverty. We do this to keep the children away from nutritional diseases because they cannot afford to buy food every day due to lack of finance support and lack of sustainable needs. To help somehow, we did this for the sake of the homeless children. Outcomes that represent the intent to improve the emotional or physical health of an elderly person over time, to a point where care may be diminished or removed. In circumstances where only minor change, stabilization, or decline in the health of the individual was expected. The goal was to continue preserving an acceptable quality of life, to lead a comfortable life without worries and fear. Elderly people require treatment and warmth. One person caring about another represents life's greatest value. Providing them good elderly care by yourself stops them from feeling isolated and depressed. You help continue to provide them a sense of community, a social life that empowers and energizes them.
Elderly people seems to be the most forgotten citizen in the world. Nobody wants to be forgotten. Through the visiting elderly, we will have enough information on how we can support their weaknesses and know how can they be remembered. Visiting them can be their source of strength and comfort. Through their stories, we can be inspired. So the objective of this activity is to help the elderly share what they remembered about their life and inspire the young generation to remember the inspirational stories of this fading generation. Also, through this, we will feel how important it is to be remembered and to be supported in times of weakness. Visiting aging loved ones not only helps break up the routine of their daily activities, but also keeps them feeling connected to the world around them. Make monthly or weekly visits if possible. part of your own routine when your loved one has entered an assisted living community.
Strategies. Visiting the elderly. Elderly can also be in feeding program, and check-up strategy can be placing tent in major cities because we have a lot of elderly vendor and homeless elderly people on the street. If they have a local official, it can be executed. Preparing can be taught for medical supplies and foods, doctor and nurses if you do want to offer a full assistance. Persons involved. Visiting the elderly. The team is led by Ayeshin Alba Bernardo, Orlando Romano, Neil Josue, Patricia Rubel, Remy Serial, Rosel Marzan, Stephen Zapata, Trina Joyce Calamba, and Vinwell Orfinada Pador. Visiting the elderly is to implemented will be facilitated by the person involved. Also, the success of the program relies on the person involved. Target beneficiaries. Visiting the elderly. All elderly people who is abandoned by their family or homeless elderly people will be also in the beneficiaries of the organization. Our organization also provides this program to show them the importance of taking care of them and to make them feel loved. Time frame. Visiting the elderly. We will direct this taking care program after the pandemic, and it will happen each end of the week. Is to gather more gifts or cash that will profit our program. Source of funds. Visiting the elderly. The half of the fund that organization will be used came from the local government unit, LGU, and half of it will come from the organization. Fundraising can also be alternative for us to get some funds. Expected outcomes. Visiting the elderly. Outcomes that represent the intent to improve emotional or physical health of the elderly person over time to a point where care may be diminished or removed. In circumstances where only minor change, stabilization or decline in the health of the individual was expected, the goal was to continue preserving an acceptable quality of life to lead a comfortable life without worries and fear. Elderly people require treatment and warmth.
Thank you so much for taking time watching our action plan video. I am hoping that you gather up some knowledge and information to our certain topic.